Hello my friends. What I have here is a map of the known world in Dishonored, taken directly from the Dunwall archives. I decided to take a look at it for fun, in the hopes of finding some interesting content that would enrich our understanding of the lore. The first thing that stood out to me was this illustration of the Isles, surrounded by a frame tethered to a small version of it. I'm not sure if this is a widely known fact already, but I for one just realized that this is a magnified version of the Isles, but its actual size in accordance to the scaling of the map is this, which means Pandysia is a lot larger and farther from the Isles than I initially thought. A real-world comparison could be that Pandysia is about the size of the entire continent of Africa, and the Isles would be about the size of Madagascar. It's that huge of a difference. Moving over to the Pandysian side of the map, there are a couple of interesting notes written on it. They're a bit hard to read, but I managed to make sense of it. The first one over here says rat plague origin. And my initial thought was, is that an established fact or a theory? We know from the lore that there have been several expedition attempts to the continent. Most of them led to disaster, except for some. One of them is Sokolov's expedition, but we know from his diary aboard the dreaded whale in Dishonored 2 that half of the ship's crew died on their way there. And even more people perished when they made it to land, including the captain who got swarmed by blood flies. So I'm quite skeptical if they managed to make it this far inland, considering that they barely have enough people to run a ship for their return trip. The other possibility, of course, is Dr. Galvani's expedition. Based on his diary found inside his safety deposit box inside Michael's bank in Death of the Outsider, we know that he led a team there and even brought back a specimen of a native bird. There's not enough information to identify who made this specific discovery, but it's very interesting that the cartographers of this map placed an X mark over here, which typically one would do only if they're quite certain of something. Another note found to the east of Pandysia. Here it says, possible inhabitants. Interpreting those words, it means nobody actually made it there yet, so who could it be that made such an observation? One strong possibility could be whalers, because, as you can see, this portion of the waters is a hunting ground, so it's quite possible that hunters got close to land and saw signs of life. Maybe it was natives who got spared of the rat plague because they're geographically separated from the mainland. Or worse, it's an island filled with pirates, essentially Dishonored's version of Tortuga, where the likes of Lizzie Stride and the Eels would hang out. There's one important thing that I was hoping to find here at the continent, but unfortunately there are no clues relating to it. I will talk about it in a future video once I have a computer up and running again. But for now, these are my initial thoughts on this map. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.